go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Little tricky getting online this evening. Of course, the answer was turn it off and on again, and but that's just the way that it is. So, Mike, I have been visiting your favorite store here recently. We have been visiting Aldi's more and more often. So I am drinking Wicked Grove Hard Cider.
That's not fair because Aldi by us is not allowed to sell liquor.
Oh, they do here. And boy, they got like a whole half aisle full of it. So, one side of a whole half aisle.
Well, it wouldn't be a show.
Yeah.
See, I thought maybe those Kelsey boys couldn't read what I was drinking. So I decided to supersize here.
All
right. See, it's as big as my head. Garage beer. Tasty,
right.
Refreshing.
That's right. Now available in 2XL.
Yes. That's correct. That is correct.
The Walmart by me stopped carrying garage beer.
Why?
I don't know. But they had it 1 week, next week, and from then on, no more. No more.
It's probably less Walmart than more of the local distributor that has to be on it.
I don't know.
That's very possible.
I still see it at the liquor stores. I just don't see it at Walmart. So, But regardless, yeah, we're still seeking sponsorships from liquor companies.
Oh, from any companies, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not picky.
It just popped up on my Facebook wall the other day when we did the big ski giveaway.
Oh, the ski giveaway.
We gave away the prize pack.
You know what popped up in my Facebook memories? Was it last week, I think? Where we changed our time slot on Clutch and Wiggle Radio. Which, if you go to CWE or CWRadio.com, I think Clutch and Wiggle. If you look up Clutch and Wiggle, it gives you a lot of Korean looking stuff, like literally. So yet another network that we have outlasted.
Yeah. It just it happens. It happens a lot.
So I have a question for you two, because we forgot something in our last episode.
Yeah.
And it was Amazon Prime Eve.
Yes, it was.
So question is,
oh God,
what did everybody get?
I wasn't even paying attention. Honestly, the bank account was a little low, so I'm like, I don't need anything. I don't need anything. So
when was Prime Day? The 9th?
It was
ish.
Well, now it's Prime Days, right?
All right,
it was the 8th through the 11th.
Okay, so on the 8th. All right, so I'm just going to run down what I ordered because, damn it, I ordered too much. I ordered the new Blink, version 2 of the Blink Video Doorbell.
Okay.
Grease bucket liners for my pellet grill.
Okay.
Teeth whitening syringes.
Okay.
Facial cleanser. A dimmer switch because eventually I'm going to redo the lights in here and I'm going to put a smart dimmer on it so I can be like, hey, yo, bitch, make mood lighting.
It's sexy time in the office.
Yeah. A pair of Under Armour sneakers. 42-in-1 magnetic screwdriver set. Wallflower fragrance plug 2-pack. 2 belts, one of which is being returned. a Mo's Go Wi-Fi IR control hub for smart appliances, which was allowing me to turn the bedroom TV on and off while we were up in Maine. An automatic heat press for the business.
Mm-hmm.
What else? That was it.
Decent sized list.
Yeah.
So we already know that Shaggy missed it completely.
Yep. Well, I didn't miss it. I knew it was going on. I just didn't see. I don't need more stuff right now. Everything I need is for the edition, and it's not anything that they're going to have on Prime Day sales.
You're busy being Tom Hanks and the money. Yes, we understand.
Pretty much, almost exactly. Yes. There almost was a Carnival crew, at the house. So yeah.
Okay, so I bought the Lego Disney tribute camera building set, a lighting kit for that Lego set, a lighting kit for the Lego sets I already have, and then everything else I bought was SodaStream.
SodaStream.
Yeah, so now I have SodaStream right now.
Yes.
I believe this is sorry. Yes.
Aha.
Yes.
I bought SodaStream.
I used to really like SodaStream, and then all of a sudden it seemed like at one point all of the flavors, the syrups, like doubled in price overnight, and I don't know what happened. And I said no more. We done. Not to mention the fact
they're
that
connected to Pepsi, so now you can get Pepsi Zero and basically all the Pepsi flavors as SodaStream.
Yes, I saw that though, but I did back when I was looking at getting either a Wonder Bar soda maker or looking into making my own soda, it still wasn't as cheap as just buying soda.
So you missed the extra tip that actually makes it more affordable, which is don't use the CO2 tanks that they sell with it.
Okay, I get that, but some of those hacks are using non-food safe CO2, and that can be very detrimental for you.
Well, you get food safe CO2 from any brewing supply place in the city.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smart about it and you can do it that way, then maybe. It depends on your volume also, and your need and everything. Because those bottles aren't cheap and, everything else. And it can be a pain when you're talking about bulk,
I agree, which is why I bought it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So.
Made everything much more affordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what else is affordable?
Mm-hmm. Not garage beer. It is affordable as far as beers go. Yes.
It's quickly replacing my Keystone Light as the beer of choice in Butterstown. It definitely will replace Keystone Light if I were to be sponsored by the Kelsey brothers and
so we've got a lot of stories since it's been a little while.
I might be going about this wrong. Tay, come on.
What?
Taylor.
Oh.
Tell your man. Come on.
So, by the way, speaking about things that have been run into the ground. Did you guys see? Did you guys see that Yahoo News did it again with Stanley Tucci?
They still exist?
No, with Stanley Tucci. Yet again, we've brought this point up before. Stanley Tucci seems to be their kicking bag, or punching bag for older adult articles. For some reason, he seems to be the poster child for every older adult article that they put out. And so, when I saw yet another one that they had issued, that had his face on it again. I'm like, okay, wait, they're just continuing to be mean to this man. I mean, because this is what they put out. With the caption, the older I get, the less and less I care for it, ... next to his head. All right. This is not Stanley Tucci's fault.
No, it is not.
So Yahoo News, stop picking on Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. Leave Tucci alone.
He is a fine actor. Just because he has resting asshole face in that picture doesn't mean he deserves to be the target of every older American article. So,
Oh. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's just, it's a bit nuts.
But like, why him? That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. There's plenty of other older actors. Why him? I mean, if they're just looking for a bald actor, we have lots.
Yeah, just because he somewhat looks like the old Six Flags guy in that particular picture, doesn't make it a great picture for illustrating your story.
Yeah. Let's see here.
It's a bow tie.
We've talked about Gen AI, I think, before. All right, and how it's just the beginning of the way it's going to ruin things, and now there is a movement from music insiders that say that online streaming services should have to label and disclaimer AI created music after a completely AI generated band got over 1 million plays on Spotify. Everything about the band is made up. That's awesome. Name, Velvet Sundown, released 2 albums before admitting their music, images, and backstory were completely created by AI.
I read this and I didn't listen to it.
I didn't listen to any of their music either.
I seriously want to listen to it, but I kind of understand, right? I do agree that maybe it should be in its own genre, because somebody had to tell AI or provide the prompt to get this created. Now, one could argue that person is using AI as an instrument to create music.
Except that the courts and the patent office has already ruled that no.
Well, what's interesting is I went down a rabbit hole of AI music, and some of it is pretty good, but interesting collaborations that I never would have thought of. So one of them was that I actually bookmarked because I'm like, wow, this sounds really, really good. Is a let's see here, it's in my playlist. It is Eminem and Rihanna, and who else was in it? I want to say Timberlake, but I think that's wrong. It was someone else.
I was going to say, that's a pretty standard sounding combo.
Yes, it does sound like a pretty standard. However, they are singing a gospel song.
Okay.
So,
well,
up to that point, you're basically talking about a random Lonely Island track.
It's Eminem, Rihanna, and Ed Sheeran singing a song called "Talk to God" on the YouTube channel Powerful Worship Songs.
Okay, still not a completely out of the realm of possibility trio.
But it is. Oops, dang it. It is a very convincing fake. Let's put it that way. And
So another channel that I follow on Instagram is a channel called There I Ruined It.
Yes.
And they do a lot of remixes that are AI powered. And like you said, some of it is very good.
Yeah. I liked Hank Williams singing I Like Big Butts.
Yeah.
You know? That was great.
I like that as well.
And I think I even heard Patti LaBelle singing Anaconda one time. But it goes right along with last night. My wife said, "Oh, it looks like they're making a Proposal 2 sequel with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds."
No, they're not.
And I'm like, "What Facebook channel are you looking at?" And she goes, "This one." And she showed me her phone. I'm like, "Unless you see a trailer that is from Sony or MGM or Paramount or even Netflix or Amazon Prime, do not believe the trailer." And she goes, "Yeah, but they have an actual trailer. Like, you can watch." I'm like, it not real. It not real.
No.
So, people are getting snowed by these things.
Do you know how many people are starting to feel like, other celebrities are getting caught at the Coldplay concert?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Listen, my Instagram feed went from nothing but Bigfoot and Yeti, who basically look like gorillas, doing all kinds of outlandish stuff, to every celebrity possible in the Coldplay video.
Yeah. There are some good ones too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Here is Steve Irwin and a stingray.
Yes.
Here is Fozzie Bear and Mrs. Piggy.
Yes.
Here is, the Scream. And somebody mentioned that The Simpsons actually did do a version of that, getting caught before it came out. So, a Lego my first affair playset.
Wow. Yeah, there's the Office one. That's...
Yep. So there is all kinds of yes. It is interesting to see what all they do. Yeah, so see.
Did they? No. Was that really from an episode, though?
I don't know.
I don't know. Not that one.
It just says, all it says is Simpsons viral image shows Homer and Marge, predicting the scandal.
Yeah, they very well could have had an episode predicting the situation, but not that particular.
I don't know, but actually, that's from a episode from 2003 titled "Kiss Kiss," where Homer and Marge appear on a kiss cam at a baseball game. Wow, the story has legs, but not 100%. So
no, that dog don't hunt. No.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not
so
quite.
Anyway, but yes, it's and I did like one article I read that said we are already in the self-police state now. This proves that you can't escape cameras no matter where they are, because everybody is taking those things. So it doesn't have to be the government watching people. It's everybody watching everybody.
This is true.
So, but just think about this. It really reignited Coldplay. They haven't gotten this much publicity in a long time.
Did it though? Like, nobody's
reminded people they still exist.
Concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Bet their ticket prices go up.
Wow.
Oh, and somebody else, who was it that said that now they're doing a no phones policy because of this? Somebody, I don't remember what it was, but somebody is starting to go to a no phones policy because of this event.
Well, and I know that like Morgan Wallen came out at his show and said, if y'all have a side piece, you're safe here because we ain't doing no kiss cam. Like
Yeah.
And so the general consensus when I talk to people at work about this is if these two aeronauts, whatever the heck you want to call them, if these two just played it off and like kissed and not made a big deal about it, the internet wouldn't have gone crazy trying to figure out who they were.
Yeah.
So their reaction is really what did them in.
Yeah.
Now, would somebody have possibly noticed? Yeah, maybe. But if they had just played it off, they probably wouldn't have gotten all this publicity. The dude wouldn't have had to resign. How he resigned, but the supposed head of HR has not. I don't understand that one.
It's never really been fully documented who she was. There's been, someone said it was the head of HR, but I haven't seen anybody actually say that wasn't just a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, don't go out of town on a work thing and then go to something so public. I mean,
Here's more basic advice. Don't cheat.
No, don't. It's a terrible thing.
Duh.
Nope, it's a terrible thing.
It is a terrible thing. So, all right.
But if you are looking for love, there are some ways to find it.
How?
Well, there is yet another. I think this is a second go at a similar idea, but now there is a dating app specifically for single riders of Disney, franchise parks. So if you're someone who happens to go to Disney often, all right, but you go there by yourself, maybe you travel, maybe you just travel there for a 24-hour period. Maybe you hop on a Spirit Airlines because you want to go there to a special, a Disney Club event that only happens maybe once a year, and you're not even packing, you're just packing an overnight bag. I don't know who might do that, but somebody might do that. They take a cheap flight. Maybe they just need a partner for the rides. Now there's a dating app. It's not just dating. It's also friendship. So maybe you don't want to date. Maybe you just need a friend, because don't we all need friends, Mike?
We all need friends.
Everybody needs friends.
I am somewhat concerned at the fact that this is being created by a Disney influencer who does his TikToks while wearing a Monsters, Inc. robe.
Well, his name is Joe the Bearded Nerd. So, I think he's trying to find his own soulmate.
Okay.
But he's announcing the idea of a concept where it started 2 years ago when a date stood him up. He just, had this idea of, hey, Mickey's got Minnie. Why can't I have somebody? So hopefully it's going to launch before the end of the year. Beta testers are going to get an early chance to try it. The service's amazing name, which comes from special lanes on certain rides. Let's guests skip ahead so long as they're willing to ride alone isn't the only reason he thinks the app will be a hit. It's because it's not only about helping Disney adults find love. It will also have a friendship side. It will let Disney enthusiasts find people to go to the parks with. Perfect name, perfect concept.
We don't want that. For the reason he just said. Part of the benefit of going to Disney on your own, as I do a lot, is that you can just use the single rider line, which is the line for, if other groups that are together have an odd number of people in the group, then Disney needs to plug the empty chair.
But
So you go through the single regular line, which is much shorter than the regular line, and go on the ride.
Mike and I can
It's
tell
free.
you things are better when you share. You know, when you share
I
them with
don't-
others. Shared
Nobody
experiences.
cares on a ride. There's no shared experience on the ride. You're on the ride, you experience the ride, and you can talk to other people after the ride.
But it's the ride of life. And it's meant to be shared.
Yes, but not for
The
a
great thing is,
random meet somebody at Disney to ride together on a ride.
and the great thing is,
Listen,
you got the fast pass for the ride of life.
Listen, Columbus didn't sail alone.
That's right. He had a whole ship of men.
Not where I was going with that.
He had a lot of seamen with him.
Get off of. All right, stop being on my side because you're not helping.
You know, he wanted to explore that new world with his men friends. So,
Also, I do have. So all of the main Disney message boards have always had message boards for matching up people who do want to
yeah, but
meet other people who go on rides together.
yeah,
So
but this is an
I'm
app.
not sure an app is actually necessary.
Oh no, we know apps are better. Everything's better as an app. I mean, you and I know that.
Apps can give you that. Let's just say you're at the park and yeah, you want to do the single rides. I get that part. Okay, so you get on the rides quicker, but maybe you just don't feel like dining by yourself. So
Yeah.
it has the location feature, so you can find somebody who maybe just wants to share a meal, so that you're not sitting alone.
What if
at
you
dinner.
want to share a giant turkey leg? You know,
No,
Why would I
stop.
want to share
There
my
is no
turkey leg?
sharing of a turkey leg. No, I'm with Colin on this. You don't touch my turkey leg.
you could.
No. Mike, don't share food. No,
What about a Dole
don't
Whip?
touch my turkey
A
leg.
Dole Whip with 2 straws? Lady in the Tramp style?
How do you Lady in a Tramp style a Dole Whip?
I don't
You're not
know.
making sense.
I don't know. I don't go to Disney. I've been there once. So,
I don't bring up Lady and the Tramp in Disney at Disney World because that is the worst restaurant in the entire park.
well, I don't know. Ever since they lost their chef, it really went to the dogs. So, that's all I got to say.
You're gonna make him come out. You're gonna make him come out.
All right. Moving on. We love lists. So I have several lists. Which one do you want to go over?
Can we? How many lists do you have? And we'll just.
I have 13 outdated house trends. 23 things
no.
millennials are cutting. I have 3.
Okay. 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I don't know how to pick between 1 and 3. Colin, just pick 1, 2, or 3.
3.
All right. 13 outdated house trends from the 80s that people think are much better than trends we have today.
Oh dear God, I'm gonna be so upset because I'm the over/under is that I have at least 6 of these in my house. I've not looked at this list.
I'm curious
All right, go ahead.
not only how many we had, but how many we currently have. All right. Number 1, waterbed.
Had.
I had.
Kim had. I did not. She had before I knew her.
Kim enjoyed the motion of the ocean. I get it.
Let me just tell you something. I believe waterbeds were replaced by memory foam.
Makes sense. Did you ever hear the rumor that if the heater turned off on your waterbed, you could freeze to death overnight?
Did you ever hear the rumor that if you dated a woman who had really long toenails, you could spring a leak?
No. know.
Okay.
Number 2, colorful everything from walls to furniture. You even had options to buy colored toilet paper to match your bathroom. Now,
Yeah,
in
the
the
colored toilet paper. I do remember that.
in the picture, they're showing colorful tile in the bathroom, colored like sinks and bathtubs. You know, it is funny when I watch these home improvement shows and they have like a pink toilet. You know.
Pepto Pink. Yes.
Number 3, somebody wants an updated version of the mirrored closet doors. They don't do mirrored closet doors much anymore.
No.
They're always cheap feeling.
They always fell off their tracks.
Yeah.
All sliding closet doors fell off their tracks.
Yeah, it's less the mirrored closet doors. It's the sliding closet doors at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, of course, now we've gone to, barn doors, which are just sliders on the outside. You know.
The only sliding door I want is a pocket door.
I got one in my new edition. I'm curious to see the longevity. But yes.
Yes, but did you make it go? Did you make it? Does it make Star Trek noises when it opens and closes?
No, but I wish it did because it does split from the middle because it's a double pocket door.
Well, we can make it happen.
Add a sound chip.
Sure,
So
I'm sure there's a Raspberry Pi modification we can make.
Number 4, wood paneling. I had wood paneling in the basement growing up. We ended up painting over it.
Yeah, I got wood paneling down here. We call it porno paneling.
Number 5, MTV influenced design with geometrics. Everything was pastels, preppy, jewel tones, or black.
Yeah, so Shaggy, can you pull the picture up for those folks who are watching the video here? So this is what I would call Living Room by Miami Vice.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure every one of these colors was on Crockett and or Tubbs.
Yes. This was
episode.
Coastal design for sure that then everyone in the country took over at some point. And in fact, I believe I saw a Queer Eye for the Straight Guy where it was a bodybuilder from New Jersey who lived in his grandmother who took over his grandmother's house that looked exactly like this.
It's a fine design if you're actually living in Miami.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Number 6, laminated and wood flooring. I mean, wood flooring made a rebirth. Laminate,
nothing's better than
like true rolled laminate flooring is not going to come back. But
no. Wood flooring is always the best flooring.
Yeah, but I do have the click lock tile, laminate flooring too. So I have both. I have real wood floors, and then I have the click lock stuff.
Wood flooring is great until you have multiple dogs who like to run. Then you need some kind of carpeting, be it runners or area rugs.
Oh, no. You definitely need area rugs. I'm saying, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just wall-to-wall carpeting is not, good area rugs on wood floors with dogs. That's a good combination. And when there's accidents, you can roll the rug up and take it outside.
Here's the next one. Brass bed frames.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
We don't need to bring those back.
No.
We have better things. The weird chrome and smoked glass shelves.
Yeah.
No, you don't need that.
No.
Oak.
No, it's just something to collect.
Oak tables and dressers. Okay, well, real wood is pretty much timeless, but it has its place too.
Well, it is definitely not on trend, unfortunately.
It's heavy to move.
I think
canopy beds
are beautiful.
don't have a place anywhere. They're just dust magnets.
You know where they work? They work in like the Amazon jungle because it makes it easy to hang a mosquito net.
Yeah.
That's the only purpose for a canopy bed like that.
Earth tones and bicentennial patterns. No, this chair was ugly when it was new.
Oh.
It's still ugly now.
Terrible.
Okay, this light fixture right here, I have hanging over my bar right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure if I went to Lowe's right now, I'd probably find one like that.
We had it hanging over the dining room table too until we replaced it. God. Yep, got that one. And finally, the entertainment center. I couldn't tell you how many different entertainment centers we went through. But that was before you could mount your TV to the wall.
Yeah, the death of the CRT was the death of the entertainment center.
Well, and the VCR and the DVD player and everything else. I mean, you don't need a place to store all that stuff anymore.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, so those are 80s trends that we don't, that we don't need.
Are there any that you think should have been on this list?
Clear appliances. Remember the clear phones? Remember the clear phones and the clear radios and the clear, granted we don't have a whole lot anymore. But
that
the
was
clear
90s.
stuff was cool. No, we had some in the late 80s.
I know. Just thinking that. I remember that being like an iMac thing.
No. I had an old clear, handset telephone.
Well, I'm sure.
And
They came
I thought
back again.
I thought those were kind of cool. Anytime you can see circuitry, I think it's kind of nifty.
Yeah.
And I know they're totally useless, but I did like the big component stereos. My parents still have theirs, where it's multiple components, and so you could have your tape deck, you could have your record player, you could have your CD player, you could have your receiver. My dad even has a reel-to-reel, and you could bring them all together, and then you had your big speakers out to the side, and it was all tubes, and it was just, rich and full. And
I have one.
I
I
still
actually bought.
have the tuner with the surround sound down here with my plasma TV.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased an older one of a pre AV receiver. It's just a plain, big. It's able to run the speakers on the outside of the house in case you're doing a party thing. Yeah, Shaggy's seen it. So it just looks cool.
Yeah,
and so I like it. It has no actual real utility other than looking.
Yeah,
I think we
I
need
don't
to
have
bring
the
back
the-
the intercoms.
the
built-in intercoms.
now you've got it with Lexi though, right? With the drop-in feature. That's the way I kind of look at it now. Is I have, because I tried to do intercoms in the house when my mother-in-law was here, because it was the easiest way for her to get a hold of us when she was in her room and we were elsewhere. But man, had Lexi's been around then, that would have been the easiest thing in the world. That now kind of replaces the intercom. And then
we kind of need one of those just to talk to each other from room to room, because if you raise your voice just slightly to make it carry across the house, talk to somebody who's not in the same room you are, our dog starts barking like crazy because she thinks that somebody else is in the house that you're talking to that she doesn't know about.
Yeah. So, the other thing I think is out of fashion that we could use is more recliners. I think recliners went out of fashion.
Yes. I bought a recliner like 3 years ago, and I have instant regret because this friggin' thing is huge, and it's not that comfortable. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I there's no place to go to find a good recliner.
Well, and my mom and dad's
Unless
recliner.
you go to, like, we do have a Lazy Boy showroom not too far from here. That's like, it's kind of overkill.
Yeah.
But it's probably what I'm going to wind up doing when I get my next recliner. Now that the COVID shortages are over, last time I went to look, and they're like, yeah, well, this one, it'll be here next year in stock. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird because every furniture store around here, that half of what they sell is recliners.
Well, I mean, but they don't have good ones. Like my wife and I bought one, and it didn't even last 5 years. My parents had a recliner that lasted like at least 10 years. And that thing was just, it was a tank. It put up with us kids just constantly ripping the foot up and down. And I mean, it just lasted.
Well, let me clarify. I can find recliners. I can't find manual recliners. Yeah. Not everything needs to be power.
Well, yeah.
I don't have outlets on the wall where the recliner is going to go. So I'm not running an extension cord because you don't give me a manual option.
Well, and not only that, but those, I've had experience with those lift chairs, and they are slow. I mean, they are slow. It's not the quickest thing in the world to get in, out, or adjust those things, So it's not the end-all, be-all. So, yeah, no. Definitely not. All right, it is quarter till. We need to get to our movie review.
Oh, boy.
And tonight's movie is Heads of State, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we went and we took on the fairly new John Cena, Idris Elba movie. And am I on for remarks, or is that somebody else?
Yes, you are. You are on.
Okay. So Heads of State is a brand new 2025, Amazon Prime original movie. The basis is when the UK Prime Minister and the US President become targets of a foreign adversary, they're forced to rely on one another to thwart a global conspiracy. Now, here you have John Cena, who plays the U.S. president. He is the U.S. president, but he was formerly a Hollywood actor. Okay? So he became president, and he won the presidency because of his popularity as a Hollywood actor in a series of action films. Idris Elba was a MI6 agent who then got into politics and became prime minister. So you have one person who's really good at pretending that he's a action hero, and then you have one person who really was an action hero, and now forced into defending their life against these foreign adversaries. Okay? So, and there is a lot of back and forth between these two because Idris Elba's character, Sam Clark, doesn't appreciate the way that John Cena's character, Will Derringer, got his position and thinks that he's making a joke of everything, when really not. Once they get down to talking to each other about why they both went into politics, turns out they have a lot more in common than they thought they did. Okay? Now, also in this movie, midway through it, we get introduced to Jack Quaid, Jack Quaid, the actor, plays Marty Comer. If you're not familiar with Jack Quaid, he was in the movie Novocaine as the lead character. He plays a really good, unassuming badass. So just for his little segment alone, it's a really good watch. I can see him kind of coming into more films like this, which will be good to watch. But there's a lot of like buddy cop comedy pieces in here, but then there's also some really good action pieces in here. So overall, it's a great little movie. I think for an Amazon Prime original, they did a really good job. It's right up there with some of what you would think of it for theatrical releases. I like the storyline. It kept moving fairly well. There weren't a whole lot of slow spots in it, and it kept you guessing a little bit along the way. In the end, you find out who was really to blame for all of this and what they were trying to accomplish, and there's some pretty good action sequences along the way. So overall, I'm going to give this a smile because I think that it did a good job of keeping my attention. I think that it was fast paced enough to keep the plot line moving along, and it had some really good actors and performances in it. So smile from me. All right, Mike, you want to go next?
Sure. Okay, spoiler alert. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think you understand just how angry I am that Charles Copley's character was killed in the first 5 minutes of this movie. This dude is a treasure, and he deserved better in this movie. Now, well, wait a minute. Maybe Stephen Root showing up will provide some redemption. John Cena as president. Okay, I don't think I ever thought I would see this in a movie. I also never thought I'd see him dressed as Britney Spears, so my bingo card is 100% screwed at this point. How about yours? Do you guys... Serious question. Do you think Air Force One has all the fancy Bond-style gadgets and defenses that they show in the movie during that scene? I'm just curious. And Cena beating the bejesus out of guys in a fight by accident, like he can't really fight, but somehow he's managing to kick the snot out of these guys is hilarious. All right, and I think I know who the insider is that's tipping him off, but I'm not going to say it because we're only allowed one spoiler. So at this point, I have to say, I've never been more jealous of Joe Jonas than during the rescue scene. Priyanka Chopra has never been more attractive to me than right now when she's being a badass kicking everybody's ass. The final chase scene of this movie, I'm putting it out there right now, this was more believable than pretty much the entire second half of the Fast and the Furious series. So like the last 5 movies, the chase scene at the end of this one was more believable than anything in those. So, puke to shnikes. I'm giving this one a smile. I liked Cena and Elbaz together in The Suicide Squad, which was an underrated movie in my opinion. And I felt like their chemistry was actually better in this one. What I didn't like was that there wasn't quite enough backstory or development for the bad guys. And I know that's kind of a minor thing, but I still would have liked to have had a little better understanding of the why these particular bad guys were doing what they were doing.
Gotcha. Okay, Colin, you're wrapping it up.
Yeah, so to Mike's last thing there, the main bad guy that we see as the bad guy in most of the movie, he had enough, but it was all told. There's no show. It was Idris Elba's character basically just talk, telling us, "Oh, this is the guy. This is why he hates him." There was no reason, though, and I'm not even going to consider this a spoiler because it's a lack of spoiler. There's no reason for him to want to kill the President of the United States because he had nothing to do with it. I don't think he even was the president. I'm pretty sure he was not even I wasn't even running for president when the events that caused him to want to kill people happened. So that, to me, was a bit of a hole in just going what Mike was saying. There's a lot about this movie to like. There's a lot to dislike. One thing is, it is lit terribly. The entire first section of the movie, everything is very dark, and there are times when some of the actors look much older than they really are, just because John Cena, for example, looks really rough in many scenes, just because of the way his face is lit. It's like every little wrinkle in his face was carefully lit so you could see them all, which is really weird. And there's just a lot of that. As usual, I was watching a movie with other people, and they're pointing out there's lots of black people in these scenes, and the scenes are extremely badly lit for their faces. It's just really weird. On the other hand, there was a couple of sequences where they were like giving backstory about where characters were when they showed up, and they went to a very like cartoonish, like Wes Anderson style scene there. Those were fun, and if there was more of that than the rest of it, that'd be good. The title of the movie is terrible. I mean, it's named Heads of State, but there's only one head of state, because the prime minister is no prime minister is head of state. Usually it's a separate president who's a figurehead who doesn't do anything. In the case of the UK, it's the king currently. Just because they actually highlight this, if a character says he's not even a real head of state, it's like, yeah, we know that all the prime ministers are not real heads of state. That's not a good excuse for badly naming your movie. Where were the fighter escorts for Air Force One? Air Force One does not go off by itself. It has many fighters that follow along with it. They're the ones who would have the gun, not Air Force One turning into Airwolf. The Beast is well known for being a rolling tank, not a car in which if you get a rocket to hit somewhere close to it, the passenger side door pops off like it's made of Lego. Famously does not have windows that goes down. The windows on the Beast are like a foot thick. They don't roll down if you push the wrong button. The entire scene with the Beast is like, have you ever actually heard of the Beast, or did you just find yourself limo and say, that's what they probably use? Like I said, there were just a lot of annoyances to me with that kind of thing, and I'm just going to give this movie a smirk, mainly just because the cinematography is so bad. I did enjoy it. I do hope that they would make more of these, because I think the characters work. But anyway.
All right, time to choose the next movie. Go ahead, Mike.
The way you were talking about it, that's actually higher than I thought you were going to go. I'm not going to lie.
You guys already covered everything that was good about it. Because I agree with everything else. There was enough detriment to knock it down one.
Colin fact-checking it like Neil deGrasse Tyson did, Rocket Man.
Did Neil deGrasse Tyson ever fact-check The Martian?
He loved The Martian.
He did. He said it was.
He did.
Was
okay.
It was good on hard science, though. He also fact-checked Interstellar, and he liked that one too. So
how?
He liked the depiction of the wormhole best. All so
right, right. Fantastic. 1-41, and I'm on deck here. So folks, prepare for some ridiculous reaction, because I can. Go ahead.
29.
Oh, you son of a bitch! What? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure this is available. Okay, it is available. This is on Prime. It's called My Old Ass.
Oh, okay.
In this fresh coming-of-age story, an 18th birthday mushroom trip brings free-spirited Elliot face-to-face with her wisecracking 39-year-old self, played by Aubrey Plaza. But when Elliot's old ass starts handing out warnings about what her younger self should and should not do, Elliot realizes she has to rethink everything about family, love, and what's becoming a transformative summer. Okay. I said, you son of a bitch, because I was expecting either 28 or 30. 28 being Zombievers, 30 being Spaghetti Man. And you landed right in the middle.
To a chick flick coming of age movie.
I'm going to tell you what, I'll take it.
Well, it has
Spaghetti Man.
It has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I think you're in for a good time.
I've become a very big Aubrey Plaza fan, so I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Well, that is what we have.
No pun intended that the oldest guy on this show is getting the movie My Old Ass.
Well, you know, sometimes it works out that way. All right, folks, that does it for this evening. As of right now, we will be back on the 4th. So August 4th is our next show. As always, you can check out the show, ptrradio.com. We have all the information about all of our social media links, the show in general. We got back archives of all the shows there. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can, check out all the hosts and what we're about. Everything is basically located there, ptrradio.com. We do want to encourage you to share the show with your friends. Let them know what we're about. Let them know that, hey, this is kind of entertaining to listen to three guys, ramble on for an hour straight on the internet. We would love it if you would post it on, your social medias and tag us so that we can, see that you're spreading the word and helping us join the audience and get it, out there a little bit more. So, because that's really the only way that we grow the show whatsoever. So, that's all that I have for this evening. Mike, Colin, anything from you guys?
Nope.
No.
All right, folks. Well, then we will see you August 4th. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am drinking garage beer, Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.